Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Aftershow for episode three. Issue three. Boy, man, we did Powers That Be for too long. Episode three of Echoes of the Undying. This one was called In the Shadow of Two Moons, and this was I. None of us were, I think, were expecting this to go the way that this went tonight, including myself. I latched onto a story thread and I just kind of pulled it and saw where it went. Um, but I hope that even if it was an emotional wreck, I hope people had fun either going through it and or at least watching it. But we're gonna go around. We're gonna do our stars and wishes, and then if these guys can handle it anymore, maybe talk a little bit about what happened tonight and where we're gonna go from here. And I think this time we will start with Patrick.
All right. So for stars tonight, I it's hard to pick one out because the individual scenes for each person was just marvelously done. I very much enjoyed each person digging a bit into their character, largely on the fly, which was a lot of fun. I always appreciate that sort of storytelling while we're playing something. So uh, largely just as the group for that one. Um, and not much for wishes. That was just a spectacular session. I very much liked how that went. So the top marks all around for
Excellent.
me.
Okay. Let's go to Julie next.
Uh, Same. I mean, that was just like the way that you tailored each, like, and then everybody's response was awesome. And I really like you gave us just enough time to be able to stop and think about what individual spirit we saw. That was a really cool addition that I liked. Um, being able to, yeah, it's Monday. It's
Yeah,
words.
yep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. And oh my God, Ray, you were just cracking me up at, tick tonight.
Anything as far as wishes?
um, and I know this is probably Zahar's line. I would definitely like to make sure that the zombie infiltration has been, dealt with properly. I really don't want those assholes coming up and, sneaking up from behind.
Okay. All right. Let's go next to Ray.
Hi.
Hi.
So, stars, yes. Wow. That was a hell of a turn. And you wove all of the threads together, Trevor. Um, Very deftly, very adeptly. That was impressive. That was different. And from the little bits of like, hey, listen to this and hey, check this out. I'm sensing it's like, you pulled from there. Aha, you pull, I can see you taking, I like this, and now you're making it yours. So very nicely done. Star, big ass Sandy Star goes to ECAT. Just because like um and I know it's only the second character I've seen you, but wow, you are really in your element with this character. And it's neat. It's neat. The last game, like my character was the leader and had to keep everything together, and now I get to view the character dynamics from my character's standpoint differently. So, um, it's neat seeing that change with the same crew again for the first time for me.
Hmm.
So and here's a wish for you, Trevor.
Okay.
Here's a wish for you.
Oof.
I wish I would have played Carr like I'm playing Tequila now. In the first Gods of the Fallen,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Um,
that's why he blurted out in that's
okay, yeah.
so I my wish is to continue using my inabilities to drive the storyline as much as my abilities.
Yep. All right. Let's go to Matt next.
Okay, well, what the
Yeah.
what the viewers didn't see was 15 minutes of us cursing Trevor out for the rug pull. Um, yeah, that was not what any of us was expecting, and apparently not even Trevor. So definitely stars for that whole. You know, I'm not sure we can even say that's an invert version of expectations, of completely shattering them, and going in a entirely different direction. I would definitely, I mean, everybody had strong player moments, but I would certainly echo what Ray said about ECAT. That was um, definitely some good character heavy lifting there,
Yeah.
and sort of continuing to be the sort of driving force. And yeah, I don't think we're expecting possible crisis of faith, but that'll be interesting. Um, we also have the various pets, the
Yeah.
Vitruvian pets here,
Okay.
as a certain tail just occasionally goes into frame and
Yep.
not. um, and star to Ray for leaning into like you said, the character's inabilities, and flaws, and alleviating the need for my character to say something stupid at the beginning of the episode, um, because it was coming, and then you know,
I shall do the lifting of the dumb for you.
yes. So wishes, I echo Julie here, that kind of want to know that, you know, the undead infestation is taken care of. We seem to be down an innkeeper's wife, so that's certainly uh, a hanging thread at the moment. And of course, we have the big, you know, help me, Taquito Juan, you're my only hope.
Yeah.
To end things out, just so be interesting to see where we go next.
Okay. And over to ECAT.
Okay, well, it's hard to follow anybody so yeah, I agree. Stars all around. A platinum, very spiky star to Trevor. My wish is to give us a little heads up that we're going to be going into some heavy brain lifting first thing on a Monday. Because man, it's gonna make it hard going to work in the morning.
Surprise!
Yeah.
One of the other reasons why I figured this could be a little bit short of an episode, because only so much trauma I want to inflict on you all at once.
I do agree to Ray. As much as you are extolling me, embracing Zahar, you have just embodied Pick. And your ability with voices, dude, you got it. Like, I'm impressed with your voice acting ability. So yeah, but yeah, my wish is a serious wish is to find out what the hell happened to the entity that took Ashin's place while Ashin was being held and nommed upon,
Okay.
since that seems to be something that Arashki had charged her with before we went to the stream of existential crisis.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So for me, I mean, first of all, stars for everyone for putting up with going through the emotional ringer with no advance warning. Um, I knew that I wanted to do like personalized visions and scenes. Um, but honestly, most of that was coming out of my mouth as fast as my brain could make it up. So take that for what you will. Specific star, I think, to Matt for the scene at the end with pulling out the quill. I want to know what was behind that, because that was some fine hint giving there, my friend. Um, yeah, we can workshop that into some plot. Um,
Relax.
but yeah,
Just snuggle for the bed.
and again, everyone, as people have said before this, everyone played into their scenes, be they shorter or longer. And I do apologize that some people's were shorter and or more interactive or less interactive than others. Like I said, this was coming out mostly whole cloth from my improv imagination. So, but I was hoping that the ones that were not quite as long or as, again, personally involving, there were some plot drops there that I'm hoping you guys can work with.
That's so yeah, Trevor, huge prop because it's like, oh well, you read my story.
Oh, yeah.
You read my story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. No, they're
That's why I did the little. It's like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Okay, yay.
yep, they're all in there. My only regret is I didn't get a chance to headbutt the God of Undeath before the scene ended, because that was his next move, was just going to, slam his head back. The next time he did the cue from Star Trek, whisper in the ear, was just like bam.
okay.
Thank God.
All right. So I mean, I don't know how much you guys are up for rehashing this at the moment, and how much you just want to like go the hell to bed and let this percolate. But I'm curious as to what each of you took away from your particular individual scenes. Because I think Ashin was right, is that this kind of experience will change a person. And you hope it changes them for the better, but in general, I think it's going to change them more in whatever direction they were already heading. Which again, if you have bad people taking this kind of guidance, that just makes them even worse. So I'm just going to throw this open and see, if anyone wants to say something about what your characters learned, and where you want to go with that from here.
Well,
So-
Seraphine. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I said Seraphina definitely needs to do more digging into the relationship between the Celestials and the Fiends, because obviously there is something interconnected, and I think this is shocking her out of, say, complacency, but more kind of an innocence of the worldview, because she has led a bit of a sheltered life. So it's like, okay, don't take things at face value, and let's dig more.
Okay.
So Zell being a bit of a schemer, the takeaways he has is he's wondering the truth behind what he saw, especially at the very end with the spirit. Is that indeed the case or not? He doesn't know. So that could be trickery, it might not, and he doesn't have an easy way of finding out. Because he'd need to talk to somebody from up there who would talk to him and be honest to him, because he sure as heck can't go up there himself.
Yep.
So uh, you have that angle. So he's going to be spending a lot of time wondering if that's real and if he can find out. The other thing, though, from his more schemy side of things, and also along with the tactics, is why would a god want to talk to the group of us?
Okay.
The god obviously knows a lot of things that we don't. It's, a very big, powerful creature. But still, is that just like, the nature of the pond that we were standing in front of on that particular night? Or was he picking us out because we're meant for something and he knows it and, you know, has to take a personal interest in what we're up to? So I'm interested to see which way that'll go.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what everybody wants, though, is to have an evil god take personal interest in them. It's not a good life goal, guys.
Nope. Huh.
Welcome to Zahar's life.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Tequila
she's
has-
also a bit of unsettled by how much Ishun was present in the vignettes and is percolating and thinking on what that means. As well as the fact now questioning the images of Farida.
Tequila has never, ever been put in a place where he had to self-reflect. He didn't get it from his dad because self-reflecting and looking where you came from was a very scary thing, having been ushered out of your home right before you were supposed to go to school and be separated from your brothers. So it was never brought up. And it was always focus on the work, focus on the skill. And yeah, tick be shook.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see the long-term effect of this.
Okay.
So, I mean, the scene that you showed Hereward, like Ray mentioned, really does touch back to the backstory thing. And I think we're revealing that a lot of Hereward's anger is just guilt and self-destruction made manifest, which is, why he's throwing himself headlong into, a horde of zombies and with no regard for his physical safety.
God, your rage is fueled by self-hatred. What have we done?
Well, you brought us there. The feather thing was a personal quirk. I don't know if it's a thing that all mallards do. It's sort of a grieving thing, but it sort of came from the same place that most of your narration came from tonight. Like, I don't know who Svala is yet.
Okay.
It's obviously someone who is meaningful in Hereward's life. I don't want her to be sort of like the standard fridged character, like, oh, the woman has to die to give his life meaning sort of thing. That's boring and stupid and unnecessary. But who she
Manic pixie
was,
dead girl.
yeah, who she was to him, I don't know, and we'll have to explore that.
Okay. Love it. Love it. I want to express again just how grateful I am to these 5 other people on the screen with me, for just, I mean, you guys contribute so much to this world and to this story, and you give me so much fun stuff to play with. Sometimes it is an embarrassment of riches, not gonna lie, but that's when you get shit like tonight, where we try to tie some of the disparate threads together, and let you know that no, you are not just 5 random people who happened to meet not in a tavern. There are connections here. It's up to you to track down what they are and what they mean. Anything else that anyone wants to theory craft, ask not for? The floor is open. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all still processing the emotional
That's
damage
fair.
from
That's
tonight.
fair.
So,
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Was it roll d20 for emotional damage?
Yep.
yep. Everybody, make an intellect defense roll. Hindered.
Yep. Because like I told these guys before we started recording the after show, intellect damage ignores armor.
Oh, look, GM intrusion.
There you go. Yeah, that I didn't bother with doing any specific GM intrusions because like the whole fucking night was one. I was like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna go on this roller coaster, and we'll figure out the XP gains later, and we did that. So we're gonna get out
We're
of
gonna
here.
need we needed that roll.
Mhm.
That's gonna
I just had to.
Yep.
Mhm.
For
Yep.
our viewers, I rolled on Foundry and I rolled a 19.
No clue what
And
that means, but we'll figure it out. All right, but we're gonna get out of here. I think the plan is because I love having all 5 of these people here to run these games so much. Is I think like we're gonna have a few one-shot settings and scenarios in our back pockets, and I think when one person isn't here, we're gonna do one of those. So keep those in mind. We're gonna try a few things and see how they work out. But in the meantime, we're gonna get out of here. For Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and ECAT, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple, still trying out taglines. Have a good night.